If we can get in early, we can change the outcome. Hi, I'm Mauva Johnson-Jones and I'm an integrative counsellor and the director of Precious Moments and Health Limited and also Precious Counselling and Mentoring community interest company. My role for me is that I am an encourager and I am someone who likes to see people reach their full potential. It took me years to reach mine. It took me years. But now I know it's possible for everybody to reach it. I want to help everybody get there if they can. And the younger we start to try and do that, the more successful it will be. We offer mentoring, holistic mentoring, therapeutic mentoring and counselling for children and young people as well as adults. I originally worked in the bank for 23 years. And then I went and worked for CAMS as a change once I was made redundant and worked with social services in Enfield and as a mentor. And whilst working for them, I really developed a passion for children in care. I started off as a therapeutic mentor myself and that would involve me meeting up with a young person after receiving a referral and basically engaging them in the community, having the conversation, taking them to a restaurant, building up their social skills and their confidence, having general conversations, meanwhile using counselling skills, trying to get them to think, reflect, being able to take them out and engage them in their world. You get more of a grounded vision of where they are, what things that they think are important, what things they have difficulties with, and in a way what I'm doing is I'm getting them to feel accepted. By doing that, they give me that. I've worked with very challenging young people, the ones that were the most challenging. And by just giving them those core conditions, I've never had them be disrespectful to me because most kids don't actually understand what respect is. And so by subtly making them feel accepted, making them not feel judged, they begin to tell me exactly how they're feeling. They begin to talk about things that really are bothering them, instead of just putting on the face and the mask and pretending to be whoever they're not in some cases. Well, when I was working for social services, one of the things that became really evident was that the young people in particular kept falling into a hole. And it didn't matter how many professionals were involved, these children kept falling into the same hole. When I tried to refer them on to other organisations, there weren't sufficient organisations to be able to cater for children and young people and signpost them on. And that's one of the key reasons why I thought I've got to do something myself, and I resigned with the purpose of trying to provide a service that would be able to fill this gap. There's lots of things that impact them that will contribute to how they actually feel within the society that we're living in today. So there's these expectations that they should always be okay in school and they should always be okay getting a job, without taking into account the emotional impact of the changes they've had to go through, the family dysfunctional situations, even being taken away from their families, how those things will contribute to them as a person or impact them. One of the main reasons why we set up Precious Moments was because I just wanted to give these young people the opportunity to have precious moments. And this is what I've done with this young lady here, where we've had those times when I've given her those precious moments. She's been able to talk, I've been able to listen, and vice versa. And I think that's where the name derives from. One of the things that really worked when I was working with social services was the mentoring that we did. With my psychology background, I was able to kind of understand what was going on with the young people in particular and work with them in a very sort of psychological way, trying to understand how they felt about themselves, how they felt about others, what their perception was, their self-esteem, self-confidence, and provide a unique, holistic way of working with them individually based on their needs and based on their issues. So it wasn't a one-size-fits-all, which I found I needed to find a way that I could tap into the mind to change the thought process. And so I now offer therapeutic mentoring, which means that I'll be using counselling skills to be able to turn the mind or change the mindset, the concept of mind, to enable them to be able to work differently. If we can make a difference with the emotional side, then that will change the output, the behaviour. Well, I know for a fact that we've prevented a number of children from going into the care system. We've also supported some children that have been referred to us from CAMS who needed additional support, either because they've come out of an adolescence and mental health unit and now they're back in the community, they need support. So again, we've had referrals from that organisation, because I don't just offer this to children in care. People are having problems with their children, the teenagers. I just want to help, because I feel that some people don't understand teenagers or adolescents, and what's actually happening is that they're going through a transition from child to adult, so they are changing, and with the change, some people, parents, end up losing their children because they don't understand what's taking place. And so when I'm talking with the parents, I give them a bit more information. I give them a bit of neuroscience. I try to explain to them that the children are going through a transition, so the chemical imbalance is there, puberty's in there, and so sometimes they're still trying to keep the little child that they've been familiar with, and they're not really understanding who this emerging adult is, and it causes a conflict. So by providing some information to the parents and giving them some strategies, the aim is that they'll hold the transition. They'll hold the child in a better way, enabling them to just grow into the adult that they're going to be. You know what I love the most when I see the change? When I see the real change is the person emerging, the real person emerging. That gives me, sometimes I'm tearful, I'm emotional. Whether I'm doing it in a therapeutic environment or I'm working with them on a mentoring environment, whatever the situation is, when I see the change in the real person emerging, that really makes me emotional.